Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to do a year in review for Amazon Merch on Demand. We had so many announcements this year. I wanted to go over all of them. I wanted to also show you like how I did versus last year, this year versus last year, and why I think that happened. I also wanted to show you some of the new products and colors, and then at the end give my predictions of what I think Amazon Merch on Demand is going to do for 2026 and beyond. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you all the announcements that they made. They made a ton of them, 17 of them. We're going to go over each of them really quickly just to kind of show you what they did. They did a lot this year, and I think some of it was good, some of it was bad, and overall I think they did pretty good. So let's get into it right now. All right, so this is the first announcement that they did in 2025 this year. They announced new men's t-shirt colors. I'm going to show you some of those in Europe. Women's t-shirt colors, Europe and USA. Youth t-shirt colors, Europe. And pullover hoodie colors, Europe, are now available in February of this year. So they did a lot of color changes. We'll see that they would do that in the future or later on in the year as well. So many cool colors, especially the premium ones. I love those colors too. So this is just the beginning of Amazon adding more colors products to more markets. The next announcement was in March, and this is what it says. We are reducing the maximum prices for t-shirts and hoodies in select European markets to offer better value for our customers. I kind of laugh at that because I don't know if that was really helping the sellers, maybe for the customers, but for the sellers it was really bad that we couldn't raise the prices in some of those markets. I know Germany was hit really hard. On average, we find that customer conversion rates increase as prices reduce, possibly, I still don't know. There is a limit for me, which may benefit your royalty setting. So they're trying to make it sound like it's good for us, and I don't think this was a good announcement for us. The maximum price is like, you can't go above, and so a lot of them you weren't making that much money, and in some cases I think maybe in announcements later, like you almost don't get any royalties, like $1 or less royalties on some of these. The next announcement was in April. It says we're committed to supporting content creators while delivering high quality products at competitive prices. They're trying to see the backlash to that last announcement for customers. For details on upcoming program changes, please read our facts. So I think they had to announce this because people didn't like that announcement before with the maximum. And I think I made a video for this, like this is beginning to start the downfall of Amazon, where they're gonna, like before you used to be able to make your price as high as you want and kind of let the market decide whether they're gonna pay it or not. But in this case, Amazon kind of stepped in and said, nope, this is the highest price that you can do, and this is as much royalties. And sellers, I think a lot of sellers did not like it, me included. So the next announcement was in June. Updated, we would like to hear your experiences. So because of that, I think they did a survey, which is good. I think they should hear from us. This is one of, I think, a few surveys that they did this year. And this survey is available for a limited time. We want to hear what you have to say. What do you think about the new price changes and everything? And I think a lot of people told them what they think, and me included. I took the survey and let them know, like, no, don't do this. This is not a good idea. So the next two, I put these together because they were the same day, just a little while after the survey. We regularly run promotions to enhance our customer experience. During some promotions, select products will receive a higher royalty. No, I think they actually went down. But promotional events like Prime Day may be excluded. And then on the same day, they said a new girls fit standard t-shirt is now available in the US. I'll show that a little later. We will auto-upload select designs that will be viewable on the manage page once published. So kind of cool. I think that a lot of times the sales and the promotions actually was a discount on your already. So on mine, where it was a $20 product, for example, $20.99, they would do a discount of $17.99 or make the price $17.99, and I would get the royalties for that. I wouldn't get the royalties for the 20. So I don't know why it says select products may receive a higher royalty. I think if they raised it, maybe, but I did not see a higher royalty. So in July, they made this one. a new girls fit standard t-shirt is now available in UK, Germany, France. So they added it to all the marketplaces. We will auto upload select designs that will be viewable on the manage page as well. So I did get these. I'll show these as well in here, but it's cool that they put it on all the marketplaces. Later that month, they made this announcement: by popular demand, mugs are launching in the US. I still haven't gotten them, but this is the announcement for it. 11-ounce ceramic mugs, heat resistant. They're the white mugs. Let's see, white wraparound print area. Select designs will automatically be uploaded starting today. Although they might have uploaded my designs automatically, I did not see any sales for mugs on me. And I know a lot of people got mugs, but a lot of people did not get mugs and are still waiting for it. In August, they did this one, and it's another survey. They want to hear about this. Probably, I think a lot of people with the mug thing asked why there wasn't any mugs or what we can do for new products and things like that. So I think this is great when we always have a survey so they can listen. I think this is good to show that Amazon's really trying to change things and test things and also get information and feedback, which is great. And I think they should test things and figure out what's the best thing for the seller as well as the customer. But this is showing that they're actually thinking about the seller as well. In September, they made this announcement: Comfort Colors heavyweight t-shirts, performance polo shirts, which I haven't seen yet, and performance quarter zip tops are now available in the US for select content creators. I'll show you what that looks like, but I'll also show you what I see on mine, and I did not get this. But this is cool that they're adding more products. I like this. I wish that I could actually sell some of these, but I'm hoping in 2026 I'll finally get these. About mid-September, they did this: brighten up your designs. White color options are now available for pullover hoodies and sweatshirts. This is one of my favorite announcements. They always needed more light colored ones, and I sold a bunch of these already. So I think this is really good. I think it's great for Christmas and Q4, where you can put some red holiday designs on white. I personally own a white one, not from Amazon, but so I think it's great, a great color to have. And on the 22nd of September, it says we're adding new phone cases. I like that they always are updated. I think they only have these as well. At least that's what I'm seeing, is they only have the newest phone cases available for print on demand, which is good. I think most people buy the newer ones than the older ones, so I think it makes a lot of sense. But I like that they are always on top of it. I think the iPhone 17 just came out around this time too, so it's really timely. In October, they made this announcement where they're upgrading the US premium t-shirts to a tri-blend fabric, and I like it. I haven't actually bought one, but I like the new colors and the look of it. I think this is a great update that they've done, and I've sold a bunch of them already. So in October, it now says mugs are now available in the US. I thought that was the other one, but I think most people got it here, the ones that got it, just in time for Q4. I heard a lot of people get sales for it, the ones that actually have it. I haven't gotten it, so I didn't get the Q4 sales for mugs, and I know a lot of people didn't, but it's good that they're adding new products. I think that's great. Later in October, new t-shirt colors, white sweatshirts, and white pullover hoodies are now available in Japan, so that's really cool. I like that they keep adding the products to other marketplaces. I think that they should continue to do that and have all the products in all the marketplaces. It just makes it a lot easier. In December, they had this announcement: Comfort Colors heavyweight t-shirts and premium t-shirts are now available in UK. So again, adding to more marketplaces. And our latest announcement, probably the last announcement for this year: Tumbler default suggested list prices will be updated to $26.99 over the next 2 weeks. Now, this isn't a maximum thing. I think it's actually updating the lower end of it. So it's kind of a nice change to not cut you off, but they're actually raising the prices. I think the default price was actually lower than $26.99, so they're actually helping you get more royalties on this one if you sell tumblers. So I think this is a great change. You don't have to update it. They're automatically updated, and I've seen it. They did it for me as well, and it was really quick, and it's a nice change so that I don't actually have to go in there and update it, each one of those. All right, the next few things I wanted to show you are actually on Amazon Merch on Demand. So if you don't have those products, you can actually see them in resources. So I'm here on resources, and here are the ones that we actually have, like we've had for a long time. Here are the hoodies, and these are the two new ones that I don't have. So I'm gonna zoom in here, Command++ here, and you can see kind of cool here, polos, which I haven't seen on mine, and quarter zips, which is this one. I believe it just zips down about this much right here, hence quarter zips. And they come in different colors, but the size is 1200 by 1200. I believe that's that's different. So that's a different size than this. I think it's just in the corner on here. So a smaller size. I haven't actually seen one on there, but yeah, that's what it looks like. And going down here, the pop sockets, the phone cases, and pillows and totes, which we have, tumblers, and mugs, which I don't have. So you can see the size for the mugs are different as well, and so on. So yeah, I think this is great that they've added this. I don't have that. In fact, I'm going to show you what I do have. I'll go here and go back to 0 here. So like I said, I have standard, premium, V-neck. Nice thing is they're added so many colors this year. So we got these lighter colors, which I like, the light beige and pink, and some of these right here, the heathers, which is really cool that you can get those. In the premium, I love all these colors that they have. I wish they had a couple more light ones, but I love beige and tan here and a lot of these other dark colors. Like it said in the announcements, these are the tri-blend colors, which makes it premium, and it's really cool. I think I'll have to get one to kind of show you maybe the difference between standard and premium. Here's the V-neck. I don't think they added new colors here, or the tank tops. Those are still the same colors from the beginning of the year. These are the same from the beginning of the year, as well as these. This is new, the white sweatshirt, which I like that there's 2 now light colored ones and 4 darker ones. They did the same thing here with the white, and I believe they might have added some of these this year. I can't tell, I don't remember, but I think these are some newer colors for the hoodies. The zip hoodies kind of stayed the same. Pot sockets stayed the same. Oh, well, they did. I don't know if they added these. I think this was the year before, the wallets and the grips and that. I don't know if I've sold any of those ones. At least I haven't looked specifically. Like I said here, just the 17s on here for iPhones. And then we have the the tote and the pillow, and the tumbler, which comes in these 3 colors. I should have the mug here, and I don't know if anybody actually got the, let me know in the comments if you actually got the polo and the quarter zip. That would be kind of cool. I wanted to go up and just show you kind of the marketplace stuff. So they could in the future add some marketplace stuff here. Look, these other marketplaces don't have the full set. I would assume like all of this is filled in maybe next year as they do it. But you know, it's kind of cool. We got a bunch of New Japan stuff and stuff like that. UK is pretty much the same. I don't know why tote bags, throw pillows, and tumblers are just US, but it could be shipping or things like that. Maybe they don't have that at the other ones. So that's that. I also wanted to show you kind of what I sold this year. So with Pretty Merch Pro, I get under analytics, and I can do year to date, and you can kind of see it went down, just like the announcements were talking about the sale prices, or not the sale prices, the announcement about royalties and sales and things, and that really didn't help me until Q4. You can see the spike in Q4, but November typically doesn't do as well for me as October, because I get a lot of sales, but then I get a lot of returns, which in November, after Halloween, it kind of eats into my profits there. But December's doing pretty well here. So that's kind of my sales going in. And it actually is less than last year. So here's what I have currently. This is royalties, by the way. This is my take home, not Amazon's, which is really cool. And we can do previous year like this and hit analyze. And this is just United States, which is 95% of what I get. I don't make that much in these other ones. You could turn it on, but it looks confusing. So just to keep it simple, you can see I had a spike here in 2024, and it was a little more even here at the end of Q4 in 2024, and I made almost 10,000 more than, or a little more than 10,000 more last year. So the reason for that is, I think, like I said, in the beginning here, they would do those sales and kind of make it so I don't get as much royalties, and didn't really help the way that they were saying. I think also one of the reasons why, for me personally, why it's less is I'm kind of split, right? I don't focus on, I think the biggest reason actually is I didn't upload as many designs that were selling. So when I looked at some of the sales, when I go over, they weren't new sales, there were a lot of old sales. So I myself, I think, is the biggest reason why I could have done better this year over last year, is I should have just looked into uploading better designs and uploading more relevant designs that would sell. Another thing, of course, that didn't help me is I didn't get any mugs, and I heard a lot of people got a lot of mug sales in Q4. I didn't get that, as you saw. It wasn't something I could add to. And so overall, I think Amazon is doing better for me. They recently lifted some of those locked items where I couldn't change the prices, but now going into December, luckily they unlocked them and I can go in there and raise the prices. So that's one of my strategies to help me this year, is raising the prices when I can. Luckily in December, I'm having a pretty good December. Not as good as last year, but I'm very thankful that I could raise the prices. Another thing is I'm using a lot more ads this year than I did before, and I think that's helping with sales. One of the things that I did this year as well is I took a note from Philip and lowered a lot of my designs that weren't getting any sales, just to get sales again, and that did help a little bit. Not as much as I hope it would, but it did help a little bit, and I started seeing sales of things that didn't get sales for a long time, and they were getting sales because I lowered the price. So try that strategy. I think it's pretty cool. I'm also posting on X a lot more of my designs. I don't know if that's helping. I should track that. I'm also using more AI this year than I did before, which really helps with speed. Be careful with AI. Not everything AI sells, of course, but there are some things that you can look, and when you do research with like Flying Research or Pretty Merch Pro or whatever you use, you can kind of see some of these definitely AI designs are selling. So you can use that. Just make sure that it's something that people want to buy. It's not that you could just use AI and just blast out AI designs. I think you still need to do your research and figure out what are people looking for, and if it's something AI can build for you, then I think that can be really helpful. All right, some of my predictions. I want to predict that I will get mugs in 2026, and everybody will get mugs, and that, like I showed, I think all the marketplaces will have the products that we already have. That seems like a really easy win. I want to predict some products to you. So for that, I'm going to go to Printify and show you some of the best-selling products on there, and hopefully these come to Amazon. All right, so I'm here on Printify, printify.com, and what's cool about this is if you can go to their catalog and go to bestsellers, you can kind of see what's best selling for them, and I think Amazon could use some of these things. I mean, not from Printify, but knowing that these sell well, I think Amazon should look at this and add it. So I already have a lot of these. So we have the sweatshirts and t-shirts and things like that, and the mugs, but they could add a blanket. I think that would be really cool. We already have these two. We have the mugs. Ornaments would be a cool one to do on Amazon, especially during Q4. I think candles seems like a no-brainer. That would be really, really easy for Amazon to do. Just print it on candles, and that makes great gifts year-round. Posters, we got the matte canvas and the actual posters here. I think that could be a good one. Stickers, I think, is a good one as well. Very low, so I don't know if the profit margin on that's going to be good. We have the cases. I'm sure they could do more cases if they wanted. We got hoodies, cotton tees. We already got bags. This one I think is a good one, the Spiral Notebook or Journaling Book. I know there's already KDP with Amazon, but if they already have the pages in there, this could be a win. Just the ruled line things, like, I think people buy that. We got hoodies and hoodies, ornaments again, baby clothes could be a win, and then these tumblers, I think with a handle besides the one that we already have could be a winner too. As far as something else besides these that are already on Printify, I'm going to Amazon itself to show you some things. I think personalized stuff already happens on Amazon Merch on Demand. You can go here and see this is Amazon Merch on Demand store. They've had this for a while. I think that could help us in a way where maybe we do part of the design and then you could change the name or something like that. I mean, they're already doing it kind of here, so why not incorporate our design and maybe change the year or the name or whatever it is in here. Speaking of that, I think one of the things that we could do, or Amazon could do, is a family style stuff. So if you made a whole family kind of thing like this is not Amazon Merch on Demand, but this is selling on Amazon. A lot of these combo things, mom and dad, family things, or whatever, I think those could really help us with sales when they don't have to go and look for the pair. It's already part of the deal. I think this could be really cool as a group sale and just get us more royalties per sale. One sale, but a bunch of royalties. And lastly, I think kind of a combo shirt pajama thing. I know Cafe Press has done this in the past, and why not? It seems like this could be a no-brainer. If your t-shirt matches the pajamas with the design in here, I think that could be really cool for Amazon and for us to get a higher markup, higher sale on it. That's my video about Amazon Merch on Demand in 2025 going into 2026. What do you think? How did your year go with Amazon? Let me know in the comments. I think it's getting better and better. I'm glad that they're doing surveys and kind of talking to or listening to the sellers. I'm hoping 2026 gets even better as we add more products and some of these things that we talked about. I'm going to do personally more research and add designs that I know are selling on Amazon. And so with that, I'm going to use Flying Research. If you haven't seen that video that I did, I'll put it right here. I think it's one of the best ways to find out what exactly people want to buy on Amazon and then help you create that. So check out that. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you have a great Q4 and a great 2026 in the future. And as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.